I started at 204. I'm down to just under 185 today. That's 20 pounds right there. We've exceeded what we wanted to do, gotten stronger. I had this unimaginable shoulder pain that I was dealing with for like a year prior to starting with you. We got that done in like a couple weeks. Feel great. Back to bench pressing 225 like it's nothing. You look at your first check-in photo versus like a month later and you're like, you can see a difference, and that just
Mhm.
fires you up even more. You're like, let's
Right.
keep going. Let's keep moving the needle. I can see it. I can see it
Yeah.
on the scale. I can see it in my physique. And that just makes you want to go even more. Working insane hours. I tried to make it to the gym as much as I could, but I found like it was tough. I didn't have stuff laid out in front of me. I found you, and I've seen what you've done, what you had done with your previous clients. I got a good feeling that like this guy knows what he's doing. And I think like if anybody can find me something that, that might work, it's probably this guy. Get off the fence and you're not too busy. I'm probably one of the busiest people I know. If I could do it, you definitely can.
Don't care.
Unless you're working like literally the 168 hours that are in a week, like you could do it. If it's important to you, make time, make a plan, you could do it. You're going to be able to make that plan for them and make it happen. Just jump in and do it.
But yeah, just about yourself, what you do for work, all that stuff. Fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So name's Nate Clapis. I'm an investment banker here in New York, originally from Arkansas. I started in the gym when I was, probably 16 or so. Got really involved into it, fell in love with it. It was a really good thing for me. I competed, I think when I was 18, I think. I was in the, best shape of my life, loved the way I looked. That was probably like when I felt like when I peaked.
Yeah.
And then, as I got into college, I kept working out. I wasn't like competitive about it anymore. I just wanted to, stay in shape, have a nice physique, and then graduated, got into the workforce, just like working insane hours. I tried to make it to the gym as much as I could, but I found like it was tough. Like I didn't have a plan. I wasn't like I didn't have stuff laid out in front of me. I didn't have a meal plan. I was kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna eat some chicken and rice when I get home. I'm gonna try to go hit
Yeah.
chest today because it's fun or whatever, right?
Right.
Get in there 3 days a week, like kind of inconsistent. And so that's when I found you, and I've seen what you've done and seen like what you had done with your previous clients. Like, love the content you were putting out. It was real. I got a good feeling that like this guy knows what he's doing, and I think like if anybody can find me something that that might work, it's probably this guy. So we hopped on the phone initially, um, and we were, I was expressing some of my concerns that like, hey man, I'm working a ton. Like these are my goals. I don't even know if they're possible to achieve
Right.
because like it's only a finite number of hours in the week. And you kind of ease my mind. You're like, I'm confident that we can make something work. Like let's just give it a shot. And
Yeah.
so I was like, all right, I like that. I like that confidence. This guy sold me. Let's give it a shot. And like as you've seen, we've done everything that we've said we were going to do. I started at 204. I'm down to just under 185 today. That's 20 pounds right there. So like we've exceeded what we wanted to do, gotten stronger. I had this unimaginable shoulder pain that I was dealing with for like a year prior to starting with you. We got that done in like a couple weeks. Throwing some therapy in there, like feel great. Back to bench pressing 225 like it's nothing.
Let's go.
Like
Peaked at 275, 295,
yeah,
295.
275.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, 315 one day though, soon. And then yeah, and like like back squatting, back deadlifting, like stuff that I didn't know if I'd ever be able to do again, honestly. And like I'm able to do it while I'm working a ton, which I think like that speaks to your process and what you're doing.
Let's
Like
go.
you got my support always. I've
I
seen it
appreciate it,
work.
man.
Of course, man.
Well, that's it. We're done. Okay. Anyway, Nate, thank you for coming. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, that's I'm so glad to hear it. Man, it just puts a smile on my face. Cause I mean, obviously I like hearing my process works, feels good, but man, I just remember us being on our first call and you were like,
Dude,
bro,
I was so timid. I was like,
you're like, I
I
really
don't
want to
know if this is
believe
gonna
you, but I
work.
don't think it can happen.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm working out now, but like it does make a difference when it's like you lay it out in front of you. You have an app where you can track your stuff. You can check
Mhm.
off the number of reps you do, the number of pounds. You can see how you're progressing. And the meal plan, you have it all laid out in front of you. You know what to buy from the grocery store. You know when to eat it. You know what you're gonna have post workout. You know what you're gonna have pre workout. It's like it's super easy, and it
Yeah.
and it and it allows you to plan ahead, and it just makes everything easy to follow. Like I think like having that plan laid out is the biggest game changer. Like I for the
Mm,
longest time, like I wasn't like the biggest like unless you're like prepping for a show, I wasn't the biggest supporter of like, tracking your calories, that type of thing. But
right.
clearly it makes a huge difference when you're tracking stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
Let's,
you you know that. So
right. I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, people won't. People will skate by.
yeah,
I want to speak to that because obviously a plan's like 50% of it. Plan's part of it because you could have chat GBT'd or done stuff,
yeah.
you could have done that. I think I think it's deeper than that because there were obviously some like you said, limiting beliefs you had about progress you could make or fears that you had. Speak to what you were kind of struggling with, like with fears or just like limitations you kind of imposed on yourself. What was that? What were the biggest frustrations or challenges you had?
Um, I mean, I was probably being like closed-minded, honestly. Like I'm like, what can this guy do for me that I can't do for myself?
Okay.
Right. So, but I think like, those areas where you add value, the plan, making it easy, the check-ins, like you're checking in with me every week. You're letting me know, like, dude, what do you need help with? What did you struggle with this week? How'd you
Mm,
sleep this week? How was your adherence? Like these little weekly things that make sure you're on track. And even like the daily check-ins where it's like, hey, I need a yes on did you hit your workout? Did you get your calories? Did you get your protein intake?
yeah.
Like those little things, like honestly super helpful because like I'm insanely busy at work. So like
Right.
having those to keep me on track and just making sure like I'm checking the boxes on the other things I need to do that otherwise I may have forgotten about. Like I find that super helpful.
Right. And you probably already get a lot of that at work as well. People checking in on you all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
So
a I
it's
have a
like,
million things I have to keep up with. So like having these little reminders for the other stuff is super helpful for me personally.
right. Matches your flow nice and
Exactly.
keeps like, you don't have to think about it. It's like, oh, I don't have to think. I just have it. I do it. Even more than that. Okay. And you're not going to hurt my feelings with your answer. I expect everyone who works with me to be, they're like borrowing faith from me that it can work. At what point were you convinced, like, oh, okay, I can make this progress? Because I know when you joined, you're like, bro, I didn't even think I can do it. And we did it
Yeah.
anyway. At what point were you like, oh, okay, I can do this. Like, I'm gonna get there.
I think dude, honestly, I think I started feeling really encouraged and confident when you helped my shoulder get better. Because
Okay.
like that was a huge limiting factor for me. Like it just hurt every time I lift. And like
Yeah.
I do it anyways, but it's like I'm in pain every time.
Yeah.
So then it's like once I got that fixed, I was like, oh, we can put our foot on the gas and we can go.
Okay.
And then you see the pounds start coming off. You look at your first check-in photo versus like a month later, and you're like, you can see a difference, and that just
Mhm.
fires you up even more. You're like, let's
Right.
keep going. Let's keep moving the needle. So
You,
I think once I hit that, I was like, we're progressing. I can see it. I can see it
yeah.
on the scale. I can see it in my physique. Like, and that just makes you want to go even more.
Right. How long did it take for us to get your shoulder better? I can't remember.
I feel like it was like
2 weeks.
like 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
Like we were spamming those dumbbell rotations. That helped a lot. I mean, I was just like
Yeah.
there's just like one like tiny muscle in there that I guess I was neglecting or not hitting or not rehabilitating correctly, and that like literally solved my issue.
Let's go, bro. I
Wish
love
I
it.
would have done that. Wish I would have done that a year ago.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we wouldn't have
Yeah,
had to go through so much pain up until that
I
point.
know, man.
And that first 10 days, I mean, 2 weeks, 10 days, we also lost 10 pounds. So that was probably a big
Yeah.
confidence boost as well.
Oh yeah,
Or
huge.
excuse me, we lost whatever that number is, 7 pounds, excuse me, 7 pounds. Dude, I freaking love it. Did you, I know you'd worked with a bodybuilding prep coach. Was there anything else you tried before this that was like, okay, I tried this and this didn't work. Like it's not going to work for me.
Um, Honestly, no. I didn't try any other coaches outside of those that I've like used for bodybuilding
Prep.
prep.
Okay.
Um,
How did
yeah,
this
because like
compare to bodybuilding prep? I'm just curious. I've never been a
um
prep coach. I've never been a prep
yeah,
coach. There's a lot that goes into it, but how did it
it's
compare?
very targeted into like timing to make sure that your cut is at its peak for a
Mhm.
show day. So there's a lot of like it's very methodical, but also like I don't think it's sustainable. It's
Okay.
like you're doing a crazy amount of
Right.
cardio in the gym, 2 or 3 times a day. Um, at one point you're water loading, then you're cutting water. It's a little bit different. It's very much so just to make sure you look good for this couple hours that you're on stage.
Right.
Versus like with you, I feel like I'm getting a physique that I can be proud of and maintain.
Okay.
Actually, like I
Okay.
could I could stay at maintenance calories and be happy with how I look and my strength.
Right.
Like I feel like it's healthier too.
Right.
Like bodybuilding prep is, in my opinion, like I don't think it's honestly that healthy for
Well,
you.
no, there's no way it could be. But
Yeah,
they're two very different purposes, and we can respect both those purposes.
yeah, yeah.
And this is not I'm genuinely asking this, so give me your most honest answer. How did your physique compare now to on bodybuilding prep at I would say our leanest, or even what you're sustaining? How does it compare?
Yeah, I think I was lower body fat when I stepped on stage, obviously, because you're like peeled and dehydrated.
Right.
Um, but like the biggest difference for me is I feel healthier now. I feel healthier and functional. Like when I was on stage, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like crap. Like
Yeah,
I
right. That's
literally
every
like
bodybuilder
yeah,
ever, right?
I felt like I was gonna pass out when I was posing. Like my eyes were sunken in, my cheeks were sunken in, just like did not feel healthy at all. It's
Right.
like this is just not sustainable. Versus like you, I feel like I feel functional, I feel strong. Um, Quality of life is just better. Like that's fitness, that's health to me.
Yeah. You
That's
look
what I
good too.
prefer.
You
Yeah,
look good. Yeah, I think
appreciate you, man.
yeah. I mean, you look good. And to be fair, like I've always just been curious because I want the bodybuilding look transformation
Yeah,
wise with all my
yeah,
clients, but
yeah,
it is very methodical and hard to obtain. And a lot of I
yeah,
don't know. I know coaches who give their clients steroids or, whatever else. We've done it all natural.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, um, what was the thing that made you like pull the trigger or kind of go all in with me? Was it me just reaching out to you? Was it thoughts that you had?
I think it was you like reaching out and just being willing to like address the concerns that I had. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like any pressure. Like, oh hey dude, like you need to, since we had this call, like you need to pay me today. Like we need to do this. It's like, no, what are your concerns? Like if like let's talk about it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, no problem. Like, but let's at least like see what we can do. I'm gonna tell you about myself, what I offer,
Right.
my experience, and like what I think will work from you. And it's up to you to make that call. Like I didn't feel like it was like pressured, and like I like that to me like felt genuine. I got a good feeling from it, so I was like, I'm gonna take a shot on this guy, and
Go.
we did everything that we said we were gonna do. So
You work in
speaks
New
for itself.
York. You don't like sales pressure, but you work in banking and financial
Yeah,
banking.
yeah. Well, when it comes to me spending my money,
Right.
yeah,
No,
I'm a little
I know
bit
what you mean.
more cautious.
I
And
hear
and
you.
you know how it is. Like there's so many like fitness gurus online
Right.
nowadays. Like you don't know who's legit, you don't know who's not. So it's like I had to feel it out. I
100%.
can generally tell like if somebody's like pressuring me, they're trying to make a buck off me,
Right.
which I'm like, I'm not with it. Like if you give me the results I want, I'll pay for it. And
Right.
that's what I felt like I was gonna get from you. And I did.
Let's
So
go, man. Yeah,
yep.
and that's totally fair. I think the biggest thing is people just want to be understood and heard. And
Mhm.
like, I wanted to make sure with you too. Like, obviously, if it didn't work out, I wasn't going to be like, "Oh, sorry, dude, didn't work out. Thanks for your money." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm taking, I'm taking a
And
chance too
and
because it's
and
like,
and you told me from the beginning too. You were like, if we don't get the results that you want, like I think you guaranteed my money back or
right,
something. Like,
right.
and
As long as
I
you
mean,
put in the
yeah,
work, right?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
obviously
yeah. Of
will.
course, of course, of course, of course.
But to a certain degree, like I was taking a chance as well. Like I don't know if I
Yeah,
can. We're gonna try it, but I think I
yeah.
can. So anyway, dude, real quick, I know we kind of walked through it, but just biggest wins you've had since starting the program, physical, whatever you want to share. What are some of the big wins?
I think, I mean, definitely the shoulder's huge. That was a big one for me. It really was. And then just like the weight loss while also getting stronger.
Mm,
Like seeing all my lifts go up, like especially bench press, like that's like my weakest lift. And now I'm like, I'm smashing records and I'm doing it at a lower weight. So like that to me is huge. And like just be able to look good doing it. Like it's, I
yeah.
think I think those are some big wins for me.
We both know this, but share how many hours a week you probably work, if you had to guess. Like literally on the computer at the office.
Yeah, probably on average like between 80 and 90 when it's really busy, like
Yeah.
up into 100.
What would you say? All right, your coworker walks around the corner right now and he's like, dude, I wish I could do what you do. Maybe you work more than him, maybe you work the same amount of hours. What would you say? Like what would be like the fitness gospel you'd preach to him?
Um, like yo, call Aiden.
Let's go.
I would tell him like I would really preach the importance of like having a plan, because I
Yeah.
tried to do it the other way where you're not tracking, like
Mm,
it just doesn't work. Like I don't care what anybody says. It's like having a plan, sticking to it. Like it's just necessary.
I
I would,
agree.
I would, I would, I would say that.
So
A
shame
lot
on
of
the
people are
fitness
like,
gurus that tell you just
yeah,
eat whole foods and sun your balls and all that stuff. All
yeah,
the
yeah.
gimmicky stuff. The
I'm not,
gimmicks
I'm
don't
not, I'm
work.
not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Is that the
I
biggest
mean,
thing?
eating off the cutting board does increase testosterone by 10%. I'm standing on that, but no, you definitely got to track stuff, man. It makes a huge difference. I've seen it.
Let's go, bro. Um, I guess, yeah. I mean, anything else that like really part of this that really help you be successful specifically that you can think of? I know you kind of mentioned that. Anything else you can think of, or, is this different than, I guess it's different than bodybuilding prep, but yeah, just biggest takeaways you've had from your experience so far.
I also do like and appreciate that we have like a little like community in the Discord because it like a big thing, especially since I've moved here, and it really just happened like post COVID. It's like you don't feel like the same camaraderie in the gym. So like
Mm,
having this group, like seeing everybody with post their small wins, that type of thing, like brings a little bit of that back. So like I appreciate that a lot actually. Like that's a big thing for me. So I like having that little camaraderie aspect because
very
I've been
cool.
I've been I've been missing that since I moved here.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of stuck in your lane. And yeah, the
Yeah.
Discord isn't as it's cyclical. Sometimes it's really, the community's really going
Yeah.
at it. But it's also probably just nice knowing that you're not the only one, making fitness progress or that I'm
Yeah.
working with. You have confidence that it's like, oh,
Yeah. And like, you might meet some cool people. Like, I mean,
right.
there's a ton of cool guys that are in there, they're doing their own thing. Like, and it's encouraging to see, everybody's working together. So
Other winners
I like that.
doing
Yeah.
fitness. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. There are we have some crazy people in there. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't even let me
There's
post
some
them.
studs in there for sure.
No. Yeah. Dude, if someone's on the fence about, I think macro, if someone's on the fence about taking action in their health and fitness, they think they're too busy. You've become the poster child on my Instagram for being the guy that's too busy that still got shredded. Because every time I hop on a call with a business owner or some like professional, they're like, yeah, I saw that one guy, Nate, and he did it. And I'm like, I think I can do it now. But on a macro, if someone's on the fence about taking action, they think they're too busy or whatever excuse they'll tell themselves. Um, what advice would you give them? Or if someone's on the fence about working with me, what would you tell them?
Um, get off the fence and you're not too busy. Like
Okay.
straight up, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably one of the busiest people I know. Like if I could do it, you definitely can.
Yeah.
You definitely can.
Love it. They just
Like
don't care.
unless you're working like literally the 168 hours that are in a week, like you can do it.
Right.
You can do it if it's important to you. Make time, make a plan. You can do it. You're going to be able to make that plan for them and make it happen. Like just jump in and do it. Like if it's important to you and that's like, something you want to pursue, go all in. Just do it. Get your feet wet. You
Yeah,
know?
it's you either want the results or you don't.
Exactly.
And you cope.
Exactly. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to put the work in, but like, you'll lay it out in a way that's feasible and able to be followed. So
I want to
just do
clarify
it.
too. We're saying you put the work in, but we spent maybe 5, 6 hours at the gym every single week. Maybe let's round up 7. We spent 7 hours at the gym
Yeah.
each week
Yeah.
and you ate out every single day,
Yeah.
kava and sweet green. So
Yeah. And like even that, like you were able to, I was like, hey, like, I get my meals on a corporate card if I work past a certain hour, which is every day. And I was like, can you make some meals from these places that fit my macros that you've given me? Done. Super easy.
yeah,
Like you just make it work. So
let's go, bro.
big
Nate, dude,
time.
I'm super excited for you. Lean for life now, dude shredded.
And for life, man. I
Got the
like it.
rollie on the wrist, moving up in the
That's right.
world. Got
That's
a month
right.
off work.
That's
Let's go,
right,
man.
man.
I appreciate you putting in the work, bro. I appreciate you hopping on here.
You bet, dude. I
Let's
appreciate
keep
you.
cooking, bro.